Hello, beautiful souls. I'm recording. Okay. So, um, you're probably wondering where I've been. I'm feeling really pulled to do this video today and talk. It's something I've been withholding from doing for a long time. I've been sharing my thoughts, but I haven't been talking. So let's talk. Let's talk. Let's talk. So, let me, not that I have to explain anything, but just to give you an understanding as to where I've been. So, December was certainly a month of growth and expansion. So, I had to take a wee step back and go into rest mode to allow densities that were still within my systems and bodies to be transmuted, to be understood, to let go, to rediscover thyself. So where do I begin with it all? So I initially wanted to do a for today card reading, and I did record a video for that, and it's okay, but I'm feeling really called to do this one now. I'll still pull a card for today and see what message comes through after I discuss what gonna discuss. So my name's Kerry, for those beautiful souls who maybe don't know who I am. I have been on this journey I've been on a spiritual path since a young age. So for the past 20 years, I would say. However, I haven't been fully awakened to my higher consciousness. Well, it was about 2020 actually, clear vision, right? 2020 was when I fully awoke to my full consciousness, and I could see everything from different perspectives, shall we say. And it's been an absolute epic roller coaster of and journey of healing and removing layers of the onion. And it hasn't been an easy journey. And through this journey for the past 3 years, I have lost. And I have loved. Wow. And this isn't tears of sadness, this is tears of joy, because if I were still asleep, I would still be repeating the same cycles that I've always been repeating. And I would be in a journey of self-destruct, of not understanding who I truly am, of not being on a path of self-love and self-discovery. And this is what I want to talk about today, because I feel it's really important. In my previous videos, I've shared thoughts, and I haven't really gone in depth as to who I truly am. I've just, felt what I thought needed to be shared. However, as I'm doing this journey, I'm beginning to realise that now is the time for me to really start talking and start being open and honest. And not that I wasn't previously authentic, but more authentic than I have been. And to drop all fears that were suppressing me from allowing that transition of communication, because I understand now that I have so many tools within me that has carried me through these past 3 years that could help many other beautiful souls out there that just are struggling to get out of these holes that we can find ourselves in. And that's where I was in December. I was in a hole. I had a tower moment in my life that I thought would never occur. And sometimes these tower moments can come into our life to wake us up more than we are awoken. And it was interesting because before we had this journey, well, this December journey that I went through of growth and transition, I had a tsunami dream, and the beautiful Joanne pointed out to me that whenever I have these tsunami dreams, it is normally an indicator to myself that we're going on a path of purification. There were energies in my life that were no longer serving me, and I were no longer serving them. It's not a case of pointing fingers and blame. As we go through this journey, we raise our frequency, we raise our vibration, and we can do that through, healing. We can do that through dance. We can do that through the food suite. We can do that through meditation. We can do that from our hearts, from being a vibration of love. Our vibration is constantly changing on a daily basis, and I fully, truly, and well believe in frequency, energy, and vibration. That's just my journey. And since I've been working with the Healy as such, I've been learning a lot more about frequencies and vibrations, and the beautiful Healy came into my life to help me understand that. And from there, my third eye started turning on. My third eye is more open than it's ever been in this moment in time. And I believe that it's through this growth and expansion that I've been going through. So I'm not going to go into the personal details because there are beautiful souls out there that could be watching this, and I don't want to cause embarrassment or more hurt, or this is just my perspective from an outsider looking in. So up until December, although I was doing a path of healing and discovery, I was still very much suffering lack in all areas of my life. Lack of joy, lack of abundance, lack of prosperity, lack of love. And I was falling into this paradigm of hats, shall we say, or faces. So, there was a moment, I was in a relationship, a very loving relationship, and there was a tower moment with regards to that, and that tower moment came into place to awaken us both, shall we say, to where our energies were. And I realised that my energy was in a place that wasn't a vibrational match as to where their energy was. And that's okay. That's absolutely fine. However, I was struggling to let go. Still hurts. And the more I was trying to hold on, the harder life was getting. And my vibration was lowering. And sometimes that's okay, because sometimes we boot this spiritual bypass on ourselves where we think that we always have to be a high vibrational match. But what I've discovered is sometimes these tower moments come into lower vibration, so we can go down to a lower frequency in order to heal the things in our lives that need to be healed. And that's certainly what happened in December. So, tower moment happened, relationship broke down, my frequency lowered, I then broke my toe, and then there was something that happened in my street, and then my two girls got really ill, and then my niece got really ill, and then there was more, but those are the ones that are standing out to me at this moment in time. And I was getting knocked, and I was getting knocked, and I was getting knocked. And as beautiful Joanne from Extension Evolution has described on her channel, you know, there's these different lanes, and you know, showing up for yourself, making commitments to yourself, doing your cold water therapy, or doing your juicing, that can help your vibrational frequency, constantly changes. Like I said, it constantly changes. However, I went from this to reverse, and I was in reverse and Fast and Furious mode, and I was like, it was literally Fast and Furious dodgems, bumper cars. That literally was what was going on in December. So it was a very, very hard process, and it was very, very overwhelming, and very, very healing, although it didn't feel like that at the time. And what I realised, it was this purification that was occurring. And just right before this, I was, some may already know, I've been working with the dragons. I've been doing the beautiful Joanne Dunn's dragons journey, learning, connecting in with my dragons. And they're elementals, guys. If anybody's watching this, because I'm feeling that, like, you're batshit crazy, that's fine. It's not your truth. That's okay. You don't have to watch. You can leave. I love you regardless. But is it? Let me explain what happened, really. So, we had this journey, and we were connecting with our water dragons, and water dragons deal with emotions, right? It's flow of emotions. I was then called to go to a chiropractor. Now, I have struggled with my weight for the past 5 years. No, longer than that, 7 years actually, 6 maybe. I've gained a lot of weight. I've gained about 5 stone, and that's a lot for me. You know, most I used to only ever gain like 1-2 stone, but 5 is an awful lot. And I was excited going to the chiropractor because I thought maybe, you know, get my back cracked and put my spine in alignment, it would help with weight loss. So super excited to go. So I went, and it was explained to me that my back was in a very bad way. It was literally a serious back injury, it was explained, simply because I had a lot of tension in my back. It was like stone, major stone. And the chiropractor literally said to me, it's like you've been carrying the world on your back. You know, they say weight on your shoulders. Well, I went one up, and I was carrying the world on my back. And he worked on my back. And, you know, when we hold trauma, and we hold grief, and we hold, you know, energies within our muscles, the things that we need to get rid of. And we store it. And it sits there until we look at it and we heal it, right? So with him working on my back, and with working on my back, these emotions started coming to the forefront, and things that needed to be healed. Then it was explained to me that this needed to be occurred. Well, this needed to happen to go through the 2112 gateway, because we went through a gateway, and You know, there's some things that when we went through this gateway that we couldn't take with us. It's simple as that. If it wasn't a vibrational match, it couldn't come with you. That's it. And when I was going through this, what was really interesting was that I could see in my third eye all these nails within my back, like the crucifixion. Like I could see thousands of nails, and I could see the blood streaming from my back where all these nails were. And then I heard that these nails were representative of all traumas, griefs, hurt, pain that I've caused, pain that's been caused to me, trauma that I've caused, trauma that's been caused to me through all space, time, and dimension. And it was a bit overwhelming, to say the least. And this version of me stepped in, and this version of me was a version of victimhood. And this victimhood was beautiful at that moment in time because it was showing me what needed to be healed. However, I was forever withholding myself in victimhood. And that's okay, because sometimes, we need to feel these things. And sometimes we spiritual bypass it. Oh, I can't be feeling this way. I'll have to be in high vibration. So we ignore these feelings and we push them down and we push them down and we push them down until they can't be pushed down anymore. And it was interesting when I broke my toe. It was my body's way of saying that something's broken. You need to look at this. We hold energies within our field and as well as within our bodies. And if there's something we're not seeing or we're not looking at, the body communicates with you. And yes, it'll be hard for people, some beautiful souls out there to maybe understand what I'm saying, but just go with it, okay? I've been doing a lot of work with the Healy, and I understand now that it's not just our physical body. We are energetic beings. We have energetic systems within our bodies, but we also have a 9-foot energetic field, literally, and maybe bigger, depending on how much work that you do on yourself. So this was all within my field, and this was all, you need to get rid of this, and you need to get rid of this now. We need to work on this. And it's not that I needed to get rid of it. It's just things that I couldn't take with me through this gateway. And what a journey. So I was refusing to look at things. I was refusing. And, with the relationship breakdown, I didn't want to let it go because I truly loved this individual with all my heart. Difficult. And I absolutely adored this guy, and that's okay, that's fine. But what I realised was, and what I've been doing for a long time, is I have been giving my all to souls. And I give my all in anything that I do. Whether it's my work, whether it's YouTube, well, maybe not YouTube because I've been suppressing myself, so maybe that's not actually correct. But with my work, in my paintings, and with my love for souls, since my adult life in relationships, I've given my all, and I have done nothing but just filled souls with love, and not everybody is of that energy or of that frequency. And and with doing that, I realized we went 20 years without loving thyself. So sorry, I got interrupted. So throughout these 20 years, I lost myself. And then I realised that I was playing many different characters. Many different characters. And these characters that I were playing were characters that were seeking what I was giving. And because of that, I lost myself. I didn't know who I was. And it's only very recently I have discovered I've no fucking idea who I am. For the past 7 years, within this relationship, I have loved so hard and I have loved so deep. And the relationship brought with it love, joy, but also pain, trauma, grief. And I realised that I got really codependent on this character. And this character was a character that just wanted to love and nurture and neglect herself. And people saw that, and that's okay. And they liked that, and they got comfortable with that. And they took advantage. But they're not to blame, because I have responsibility for that, because I didn't set boundaries. And boundaries are very, very important, I've discovered. And I've went through all my relationships without setting any boundaries. And I didn't set those boundaries because I just really wanted to love hard. Like, when I love someone, I love hard and I love deep. And I wear my heart in my sleeve. So it was very difficult in letting go. And this version of me was stepping in. And this version was protecting the heart. And this version was, you can't take this anymore. You need to be respected. You need to have your boundaries. And that goes in all aspects of life. That goes with regards to my work. That goes with regards to myself. That goes with regards to showing up for myself and the commitment for myself. And, there's so much depth to boundaries. And I just didn't have none. I had none. I'm none. None whatsoever. And through these past 3 years, I've been learning that. But have I been fully instilling those or committing to those boundaries? No, I haven't. I'm going to put my hand up. No, I haven't. Because the nice version of me steps in, and the nice version likes to forgive easily and forget easily, and then falls deep and hard, and loves really hard, and then gets hurt again. So, and then gets really frustrated, and then gets really angry and resentful because that energy wasn't reciprocated. But hey, I'm responsible for that. That's nobody else's fault but mine's, right? And this is what this journey is all about. It's taking responsibility as well as healing your shit. So I take responsibility, but I was also feeling really guilty for saying the things that I was saying. I've had recent communication with this beautiful soul, and he's beautiful. He is absolutely beautiful. And if he watches this, I just hope one day you realise your self-worth, and how beautiful you really are. And it's not just about me. I think when we get involved in relationships and we haven't fully healed our shit and we understand our shit, that we lose, your partner, you lose yourself, and you can become complicit. And then you start, losing your soul almost. You start losing your, like, who you truly are as a soul, not as a person, but as a soul. And you mold yourself into these, scenarios. And then you're not being authentic. And this is what I've discovered in, so there's a few things that, popped into my reality over the Christmas period and into New Year, and I was heartbroken. And I went for a bath and I tuned into my sacral, and there's a lot of things that we hold in our sacral. And interestingly enough, my sacral was very, very stiff, like concrete. It was rigid, it wouldn't move, and it was very painful. And when I was walking, it just felt like it was exhausted. That's the best way I can describe it. It was exhausted and it was about to give. Like, it had enough. It had enough. And it had enough of all these connections that I had made, that I'm not saying these beautiful souls didn't love me, but how can you truly understand love if you don't understand how to love thyself? Does that make sense? I hope I'm making sense to someone out there. And that's not their fault, because, it's the programming, it's how they were brought up, it's, everything that's in this world that, influences in society. You've got the porn, you've got all this, like, this is how women should be, this is how men should be, this is how we should act, this is you've got all these different energies hitting all these beautiful souls. Nobody has a fucking clue, in my opinion, what should be. So I started tuning into sacral, and I could see years and years and years and years of dark, dense energy that I allowed to sit there. And it was sitting there because I didn't heal it. I was holding on. It's holding on. And this is something that we do. We hold on. And we find it hard to let go. And even when we think we've let go, we haven't let go. We're still holding on. So I was holding on a lot. And I just started ripping out these weird looking tentacles. They were like almost like graphite, and they were stuck in my sacral. And every tentacle was representative of every intimate relationship that I had had, and how their energy was still sucking energy from me. So I was pulling them out, and then I made a vow to myself that no one that was not worthy was allowed within my temple. And from that, a mantra came down that I say, some days more than others, but it comes into my field, and I say to myself, my body is my temple is my fortress, and no one that is not worthy of my love and energy is allowed to enter this temple and my fortress. So there's that. However, I was still holding on. I'd worked on that, and I've been doing a lot of healing in that area. And I thought, yes, it's done. I've done it. No, I haven't. So there's more things, more truths coming into my reality. And whether they're truths or not truths, they're my truths. They're my truths. And my intuition has never really truly let me down. Whether it's accurate, I don't know, but it's my truth and it's my intuition. So be that said. And it hurt. This truth that came into my field, it hurt. And it hurt bad. And when I discovered this truth, I cried and I cried and I cried. And I could feel myself going down. And I did not want to let go. Here we go. This is good. This is healing. I've got to talk about it. So, and I was like, how the hell do I let this go? Like, this is really difficult. Like, how do I let this go? And I worked on it and I sat with it and I went into it, and then I felt called to start moving my hips. And interestingly, your hips is, sacral, right? Build energy there, right? So I needed to shift energy from the body. I pulled it, but I also needed to shift it. So I started doing, gyration, simple twerking, whatever you want to call it, in the infinity symbol, the figure of eight. And I'm an ex-dancer, love dancing. And funnily enough, I was called by our beautiful air dragons that I needed to be more creative and get back to my dancing. And when I was in my dancing days and I was on stage, that was my happiest. That was how I expressed the emotions within me. That's how I got my emotions out, through dance and music. Music just speaks to my soul. Dance speaks to my soul. And there was a trauma that occurred with that I didn't heal, so I stopped dancing. And all those emotions started building up, right? So I started doing this gyration, and these emotions were coming up. They were coming up thick and fast. And when I went to bed in dream time, it showed me a past life. And in this past life, I was like this peasant woman, and two males were running after me. And the next thing I knew, my head was chopped off. And I could feel all this, I could feel it. This like warmth, but it was like the after effects of having soul heads chopped off. I'm not bringing that into reality again. Cancel clear for that bear. I'm just talking about it, right? So it woke me up. It was so real. And I was like, whoa, what the hell was that about, when I got up and got on with my day? And then I was like, right, time for some gyration again, get this weight off, this extra density of my energetic body and my physical body. So I'm gyrating. And I stopped and I burst out crying, and I went, holy shit, I'm so socially awkward. And I realised that new people that come into my life, I don't know how to communicate. I don't know how to be. I don't know how to express how I feel. I hold back. I let fear. Especially with YouTube. That was one of them. I hold back. There was these feelings of not being worthy. These feelings of, oh my god, I'm so like. And some people, like, I've talked to about this, are like, you don't certainly come across that. I was like, oh, trust me, I am. And I was like, starting to put on faces that so I could fit in. And I was like, what the fuck are you doing? So I was like, okay. And I will say this. I put up a video last week of the conscious circle, and there's the beautiful Joanne and the beautiful Emma and the beautiful Taylor and Dan and Tomaz, and we have this beautiful group. And I had to I had to get it out. And the beautiful Dan and Tomaz are doing a beautiful let go retreat, online virtual retreat this weekend. And I felt called to ask permission because I was even really insecure as to whether my energy would be accepted within this virtual retreat. So I felt really called to ask for permission to join this virtual retreat. And I just let it out. I just let it go. I let it go. Fuck, I let it go. And it all came out. And oh, so freeing. So freeing. So then that was lovely. I'm doing the virtual retreat and I'm so beautiful and so like so beautiful. I am so beautiful, yes I am. But I'm also so grateful and I'm so thankful and I'm so appreciative for all these beautiful souls within this group. Like they are so phenomenally like highly conscious and loving and non-judgmental, and they have this open safe space where you can express and there's no judgment. And I was like, whoa, this is what this feels like. And I cried. I cried. So the next day I felt so free. I've never felt that free. I was in joy, I was happy, I was skipping, I was dancing, I was, you know, and I realised that I just had to let go of everything and discover who I am, like this journey of self love. And I know 2023 is a journey of self love and self growth and expansion and sharing and, you know, feeling the fear and doing it anyway. That's 2023. It's not allowing things to withhold us. It's not allowing, you know, these faces, these characters come in to pull us away from who we truly are as highly conscious beings and souls. And this realization has allowed this connection to myself and my soul. And we all struggle with this. And I've struggled with it big time. So I then discovered that, you know, this gyration, there's gyration creation, right? You gyrate to remove the energy from your body. You don't have to gyrate, you can just move. Get the energies off your body. And they always say that whenever you're feeling like, you know, you're in a low frequency, put on the music, dance. Get that energy, get that density out your body. And I felt, I know what? I know what. So it's in the pipeline. It's a thought just now. It's nothing concrete. But I'm looking at doing a virtual online class once a month that is called Gyration Creation, literally, to help beautiful souls come together that are of the like mind, that are of the frequency, that feel called to be there, to shake it off, literally, and, you know, to come into that healing mode within our sacral, that healing of all those years of where we've disconnected from our whole being and our whole soul. Like, there's so much that we've all gone through. And listen, I'm just sharing my journey, right? I'm sharing my journey with you. And this may resonate with some souls and this may not, and that's okay. There's no judgment here. But I feel it's see, there we go, there's the throat there. Yes, it's clearing. Okay, thank you. This is the time is now to connect to who you are and not allow yourself to be, you know, moved on distractions. And yes, you know, I'm single. And that's okay. Because I've realised that we feel that we need to be in we need, in order to be happy, we need to be in a relationship. I certainly felt that way. But that's not necessarily true, right? Everyone's different, I guess. For me, anyway, I don't need to be in a relationship to be happy. I need to be in a relationship with myself for the next year, two, who knows? I need to start loving me. And I have started. So I have been on a journey of fasting, which I will share come time. I've been on a journey of juicing, so I have my green juice and my shot in one meal a day. And the density, the extra weight that I'm carrying is starting to come off. And I was at my very heaviest in January. I stood on that scale and I was like, I thought I was heavy 6 weeks ago. I'm even heavier now. And it was just all that density that I was carrying that I was refusing to look at and to move, right? So I've started moving it. I've started showing up for myself. I made a commitment to myself. And I am doing this. And I am doing this through just self-love and appreciation. And, with doing this, it's made me more aware, consciously aware of how grateful and appreciative that I am for the beautiful souls that I do have in my life who love me unconditionally. And I couldn't see it before. Now I do. Now I do. And there will be days where we have our good days and we have our bad days. And that is beautiful because it's called balance. And we need balance. Well, we don't need anything, but balance is important. The yin and the yang, right? Balance is important. So I'm loving being more balanced. I'm loving speaking my truth. I'm loving being more authentic with myself. That's it. It wasn't the fact I wasn't authentic with others. I wasn't authentic with myself. And when you aren't authentic with yourself and you keep telling yourself lies, it closes your throat chakra. And we need our throat chakra in order to hear, right? So I wasn't hearing because my throat chakra was it's mind-boggling. So I just wanted to share that with you all today. Maybe it'll help some beautiful soul out there. And that's all that I want to do. I'm not, it would be easier if I could do lives with you guys so I could answer questions. However, we're not at the capacity for that at this moment in time. And it may get there, it may not. I just want to put this out there because there may be some beautiful soul that is struggling with heartache, struggling with connection to thyself and thy soul, struggling with communicating. There's so many things and beautiful souls out there that need our help, and we all think we don't have something or we can't share something or, we're not valuable. We're very valuable. Your life journey and your life experiences and how you navigate through that with love, that's what people need here. That's what people need, tools. And I have plenty of tools, trust me. So I'm going to start sharing. What I will say is I'm just going to rub these cards, get the energy off these cards. Okay, beautiful souls, can you please give me a card for our beautiful viewers? Okay, thank you. What I will say, what carried me through was this whole period of darkness. I was in darkness. I wasn't being darkness. There we go. I was interesting message. I'll share it with you in a minute. I was see distraction. There's another one. Beautiful. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. So what carried me through this was just being. Just being and feeling and moving through feelings with ease and grace. And I had to go through December, dark December, I'm calling it, dark December, to understand that we can feel these emotions, but we can't sit in them. We can feel them, we can transmute them, but we can't sit in them. The longer you sit in them, the longer you suppress them. My journey anyway, the more dense I was becoming, the more my reality was becoming chaotic. And when it was pointed out to me, and somebody gave me a reaching hand, a beautiful soul, you know who you are, gave me a reaching hand and pulled me out of that density and pulled me up out of the hole again. That's when I went, whoa, I'm not going back there. And I had to go through that so I could recognize it when I was going back there. And I felt that I was going back there a little bit in January when, a few truths came to light. I felt that I was going back there. And I got in my tub. So I've been doing my cold water. I could be doing it more. So I'm going to make that commitment to myself next week to be doing it more. And step up for myself. See, there's still a bit of fear there for stepping up, making commitments to myself. So I'm going to make a commitment to myself that I do it on a daily basis. Even if it's 10 seconds, I'm doing it. But I have made the commitment in sticking to my green juice and my shot and my 1 meal a day and my fasting. And I feel epic by doing that. And the gyration creation. So I'll talk a little bit more about that. I'm still working on it. I'm still working on how it will look. I'm still working on how to get it out to you beautiful souls. I'm still working on, what we're going to be doing. There will be meditation in there. I can see it. We may do meditation before, we may do it after. I do not know. But what I do know is it's going to be very empowering and very healing for beautiful souls that feel called. And it can be to anyone. There's no gender specific. It's for anyone. And males as well. Males are more than welcome to come in and shake their booty. There's no judgment. Okay? But I'm all about shaking booties. That's the old Kerry. I used to love shaking my booty. Now I understand why I loved shaking that booty, right? It was called gyration creation. So, it's, with that being said, to carry you through your darkest times, sit quietly, sit in meditation. It doesn't have to be like, if you sit and close your eyes just now and take a couple of deep breaths in and go to your awareness of your belly button and just focus on your belly button. That's meditation. And what I heard yesterday, or what I came across yesterday, was breathe out goody goodness. No, breathe in goody goodness. Breathe out cunty fucks. It's how you, it's tuning into your soul, and it's tuning into what your soul's telling you. My soul was telling me to just take deep breaths in, be me, feel these emotions, feel this anger, feel this resentment, feel this jealousy, feel this hurt, feel this pain, feel this trauma. But don't become your hurt. Don't become your pain. Don't become your trauma. Don't become your abandonment. Don't become your codependency. That's maybe another thing we can talk about. Codependency. Because I was heavily codependent on my last relationship. Oh, there we go. Is that the cards? Oh. One more card. One more card. Okay, one more card. We'll go for 4, right? Um so it's honoring oh no, they gave me 5. Right, that's enough. Yes. That's enough. It's honoring you. Um and it's not saying, oh, well, I don't know how to meditate. I'm doing it wrong. Don't put an expectation on things. We, as souls, have been programmed to put an expectation on things. An expectation is an attachment. And, it can't come to you. If you're blocking it, the attachment, it's like a huge, massive boulder. And you're putting that right in your path. Truth burps. Woo! You're putting that right in your path and it can't come to you because you're blocking it. So let it go. Just go in and just breathe in goody goodness. Breathe out cunty fucks and just allow this beautiful energy to come into your field and flow with it. And I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm definitely, I'm all love and I'm all divine. Like, listen, even today there was feelings of resentment and feelings of anger and even feelings of hate, and it's not a nice feeling, but we're human. We're allowed to feel that. Don't spiritually bypass it. Don't. I can't. I'm not a good person if I'm feeling that way. You're human. You're allowed to feel that way. You're just not allowed to sit in that feeling. You have to let it go. Breathe in the goody goodness and breathe out that cunty fuck. And literally become your own empowerment. Become your own being. Become your own soul. You have got this. You have got this. And nobody's coming to save you but you. And I choose me. I choose me. I choose me over any, relationship or over any attachment, over any addiction. I choose me. I'm what's important now. So, I love you. I love you all. Let's see what the cards are saying for the end of this beautiful message. So, there's me. I was pulled to these cards, Avalon Magic, and I didn't even know. I was just pulled to them and I just went, oh, there it is. I'll just buy those. I'm feeling really called to get those. Then I heard, oh, you're integrating your Syrian aspect. And I was like, my Syrian aspect? I'm integrating my Syrian aspect? And I was like, oh, wow. And then I noticed there was this symbol. I'll show you. If I got it on here. No, I'll show you this symbol on the cards. I'm like, oh, what's that? And then I bought this cup for a sacred cacao. And this cup had the same symbol. And I went, oh, that symbol's on my cup. Oh, never clicked. And then I looks into the box. And it says, oh, each card is imbued with magic and healing from the Avalon Otherworld through the Lady of the Lake. Now, the Lady of the Lake is my fractal. It is the fairy goddess or the fairy queen Anya, or Anya, Aine. She is fairy goddess in Ireland, and she has a lot of karma with men, funnily enough. Maybe I've just been healing all of that. I think I have been. So she is the Lady of the Lake, the goddess, the fae, the priestesses, and all of the heroes of the Arthurian legends. Cool. So I am really connected to these cards. So these cards are a message from my beautiful fairy queen, goddess. And what my beautiful fairy queen and goddess is saying for us all today, which is really relevant to what I've spoke about, is be fierce, be brave, do things that challenge you, search for your own sacred grail. There we go. Okay. Now this is the symbol that I was talking about, and I just learned that is the Syrian seal. Without the pyramid I've learned, but that is the Syrian seal. And I was told I was integrating my Syrian aspect from my beautiful divine team. You can't make this shut up, can you? And then we've got love always supports you and aligns you with your true purpose. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Who's the green guy? There's a green guy there. So love always supports you and aligns you with your true purpose. Okay? I'm not going to go into depth as to the meanings of these cards because I think you can gather what these cards mean just by me reading them. Honor your soul path and step into your authentic self. Beautiful. Not your many different characters, your authentic self. No attachments. No just being you. Just being you. You don't have to be a character to fit in anywhere. Just be you. Let your intuition inform your pathway. Beautiful. Oh, I didn't show you that bit. And then we've got, it is in the silent pause that we find the answers to our questions. It is in the breath that we anchor the soul. What did I say? Breathe in goody goodness, breathe out cunny fucks. It's it's the breath that we anchor the soul. So even just if you're struggle with meditation, if you dedicate 5 minutes to yourself on a daily basis, just sitting down on the couch, kids go to bed, or before the kids get up in the morning, or before you go to work, or after you've done it on, just sit for 5 minutes and just focus on that beautiful belly button of yours and just focus as you meditating, and then it gets easier. It's all about quieting the mind, okay? The monkey mind, because I know myself, many things can come in and distract you, and yeah, okay. Oh, there we go, forgot to show you that bit. I love these cards. And the last one is when you allow your inner light to shine and connect with your divine spark, there is a surge of love of self that can override all fear. So love thyself. When you love yourself, fear can no longer exist. Beautiful. So, with that being said, thank you so much for listening to what I have to share today. Thank you so much for listening to my truth. Thank you so much for being here. My website's currently down at the moment, and it's currently down because I couldn't afford to keep it up. But this month, and that's okay. Everything's divine, right? And I take responsibility for that because I created lack. And that's okay. It's okay. It's only temporary. However, I have been called to be a little bit more creative for the next 3 months, up until April anyway. So we're going to be creative. And I'm just focusing on my creativity and my beautiful Patreons. I do have a Patreon group where I offer one-to-one sessions. There's a one-to-one session tier. So if you felt called for a one-to-one session, it doesn't have to be the Healy. It can be for anything. If you wanted a card reading, or if you wanted just a chat with me, or there's that option there. There's also an option just to be part of the Patreon, but not part of the Healy frequencies. Or there's an option to be part of the Frequency Friday. And what happens with the Frequency Friday is it's a beautiful soul group, and then I send through the Healy frequencies to the group to help heal the soul. And we share, it's a beautiful family. We give each other's perspectives. We take like jigsaw puzzle pieces from it. So it's a beautiful group. So that's what I'm doing for the next 3 months. So if you desperately wanted to connect in and have a session, because I think I got an email about that, you are more than welcome to head over to my Patreon. I will leave a link in the description. Even if it was just one session, you can sign up for 1 month, and delete it for the next month. It's not a commitment. You can cancel, you can join and cancel anytime. And you can join anytime as well, because I think I set it for whenever you join, you get billed a month later if you wanted to continue your subscription. So you don't have to join on the first, you can join anytime. And that's it. I think that's all I need to share. Now, whether I'm going to commit to doing weekly videos or daily videos or monthly videos, who knows? I am just going to be in the moment. I'm going to allow flow. I'm going to allow creativity. And if I feel that I need to share it, I'll just hop on and just record a video and share it. Okay? If there is anything that you want to discuss or you would like, a little bit help with, let me know. Or if there's any suggestions that I can help with, I'm here to be of service to you guys. No, I wasn't of service more, but I was more in self than I was of soul. So if you feel that I can help in any way, you can contact me on my email address. I will say I am the world's worst at replying emails. Maybe many of you have experienced that. It's simply because I had so much. It's not even that. I know. Do you know what? I don't even have to explain that. I don't have to explain myself. But I wasn't in a good place in December. And I have put up it may take me a period of time email now. So if you send an email, you may get a response straight away saying that it may take me a period of time, but thank you for your email. However, I do say if it's urgent, mark it urgent. And I mean urgent by I need your help. Not urgent, I just want to talk to you, okay? I will respond. I have made a commitment to myself to at least spend an hour a week on my emails, or maybe two, maybe more, depending on the creativity side of things. So anyway, I have spoke long enough. I love you guys very much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing your beautiful journey with me. Thank you for listening to my journey. And with that being said, have a beautiful weekend and I will speak to you soon. I love you. Bye.